Aloha, lovelies. Welcome back to the Intuitive Eye. My name again is Sophia Marie, and I'm honored today to have a wonderful womb priestess here with me, Victoria Moonfire. And she's really here to anchor you both into your divinity, your sovereignty, working with the land, and with your intuition. So I'm so happy that you're joining us today.
Thank you, Sophia. It's an honor to be here. I'm excited about our conversation today. It's been so potent in me today.
Wonderful, wonderful. So when you're speaking into that potency, let's start there. What's really alive for you in this moment?
What's really alive for me is really how important it is to focus on the new horizon, because there's so many fearful scenarios that we could get pulled into, where humanity could go. And it's important for us to really focus on what we know is happening in this crowning corona, this birthing that is happening, and what we intuitively know it looks like going forward, and what we have come here to anchor into the planet and to really just look that direction.
Yes, yes. And I think it's something I brought forward in the original series with all of our friends, is that, again, it's not about what we're looking at, but as you say, it's what we're looking to. And the intuition is actually much needed on such a great level right now, because as you say, there's so many things going on. There's so much information, there's misinformation, there's a lot of fear consciousness, and so many voices, and whose are we listening to? It's time to listen to our own. So how do you actually anchor even deeper into your intuition? What is your practice that allows you to have that knowing no matter what's going on?
Well, part of it is I've been walking on the planet for quite a few years, being a kumpuna, or a wise woman crone, as it's said in this culture. And I've had a lot of practice listening and not listening. And for me, after a while, I've just come to know. But the practice that I have is really to connect to the land. Every morning, as you know, I walk, put my feet on the sand, on the land. I go out and sing to the water. I have started to put my belly down on the earth and just listen and just be quiet and listen. And that is really what connects me to my intuition and my remembering. And it connects me to what I really feel is the important, for me, and what I'm here to anchor, what I really feel is the important piece of the new horizon going forward.
Mm-hmm. And how important is actually that as a practice? So, someone could do that, like, say, every once in a while, but how important is it to actually have a practice, a daily practice of actually, connecting to their land, connecting to their intuition?
For me, it's crucial, and I think it's even more crucial now because there's, as we said earlier, we're bombarded with so much news, fake news, real news, whatever. Some of it is very real, and some of it's very scary. And if we don't, really ground and anchor ourselves, then first of all, we can't really bring forth our gifts and do what we came here to do. We get pulled down the drain, so to speak. So for me, I think it's just, for all of us, I think it's crucial to have that practice to anchor us in this perfect storm.
Yes, yes. I love that, because as you anchor in, you're then in the eye of the storm. So it's going all around you, but you have that peace within you.
Exactly. You're the intuitive eye in the storm.
Exactly. Yes, yes. So What would you say is your perhaps greatest piece of intuition, both about this time? Actually, let's just start there. What is the gift for humanity that you intuitively know about what's occurring in this time?
Well, there's actually lots of gifts, and of course, contemplating that question in advance, is that we've been forced to slow down,
Mhm.
and I think the gift is that we're able to slow down, and the rat race is over. It's ended,
Mm.
and to simplify. But also, what's happening and the gift to us is because we as a society have been so busy in that rat race, we have not been able to stop and see what the truth was, what was really going on, and where our systems in society were not working. They're not broken. They never did work for the most of us. And so now this awareness, this 2020 vision that was said would happen in this year 2020, it's in our face. It's in our face what isn't working. So that's our gift. And I think ultimately, if we make the right choice, the ultimate gift will be that our species continues on the planet.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I love these breakout sessions because people then get a more intimate idea of how each person lives and their ideas of that. So I want to ask you personally, what is one piece of intuition that has really, either amplified something in your life or allowed something to release at this time? And what has that been?
Hmm. The piece that is with me that has really allowed me to deepen into my practice even more, and part of the thing that has brought me to Maui is the fact that I intuitively know that we have to remember that we were all once indigenous, and that being of the land, and that we really still are indigenous. We must go back to understanding that that we are of the land, and that the land doesn't belong to us, and to return to that. And I really intuitively feel like that it is the indigenous people here that still remember that we will be looking to guidance for, and we'll be connecting with that, but perhaps on a different spiral, since where we are in the world now with the technology that can serve and can make things better. We do have helpful inventions that they did not have, the original indigenous people that came to the planet from the stars. It's my intuition that they will be our guiding lights now, and it's no accident that in the past they have been, tried to be suppressed. And right now, I almost feel like in Star Wars where she said, Obi-Wan Kenobi, your only hope. I want to say indigenous ways, your only hope, kind of thing.
Yes, yes, yeah. So, in returning to the indigenous ways and returning to how you serve on the planet, why is what you do so important, being a womb priestess? Actually, tell us a little bit about that and how you are bringing that forward to be a guiding light and returning people to those indigenous ways.
Well, as a womb priestess, the way I work is with the multidimensional aspects of our physical womb, creation space, the womb of Gaia, and the great cosmic womb. And so what is going on now is we really are having a rebirth, if you will. So what I help people do is really connect into embodiment, because that's what birth is. It is spirit coming into matter. And that is what's really called upon now for those of us who know we came here with codes for the new earth. And that is to fully, like I like to say, stop looking for the spaceship to pick you up and agree to fully be here. Agree to fully be here. And I really feel like that. I think there's so many stories in the indigenous cultures that they know they came from the stars to be indigenous on the earth. And so that is a big piece of what, you know, how I work is just really everything's embodiment. I like to do, you know, I love the fact that we can connect like this over the, you know, no time and space airways via Zoom. But I love to just really connect with the energies that particularly are very alive in this island, as you know, and to work with the fact that this is a womb chakra, it is a womb portal here. It's just something that I love to do, and to take people through a journey of their own rebirth of themselves or whatever it is that they are, a book or business. But that is from a womb priestess point of view. And then also as birthing new earth, knowing that I'm here to help and assist and be a mother of this new earth that's coming through.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And why is it important that everyone take this opportunity to become embodied? Whether it's with you or with someone else, why is it important, as you say, to choose to be here in a seemingly difficult time, as well as to become embodied through who we're being, our businesses, relationships, that type of thing? Why is that so important?
Well, that's a great question, because it's been a recent journey for me to realize that I wasn't fully agreeing to be here on the planet. And when I had that realization, what came into me was I knew that I had brought New Earth codes, and there were lots of people on the planet like me that came here with their codes. And if we didn't fully embody, then we could not fully bring those codes to the planet. And so that's when I literally, and sometimes still now with everything going on, I literally have to get up every morning and going, yes, I'm still here. I agree to still stay here. I'm all in. I'm still all in. And that just really shifted things, you know, for me in my life of just everything moving forward that needed to move forward.
Yes, certainly. And then having these codes, as you say, what is your intuitive knowing about what that new horizon is?
Well, let me say some things briefly, and then I actually just wrote and recorded, but I will do it live. I think I'm getting the intuition to do it live. I wrote a story called Once Upon an Awakening, and it is it's a bedtime story from the future about New Earth. Very simply put, because it's being told to children. So I think perhaps, you know, this is a good time to read it.
Perfect.
You think?
I love it. Yes,
Okay.
we are all children of the earth. So
yeah.
Yes,
So what I want everyone to do is really just, you can close your eyes if you want, and really connect in to your inner child. I'm going to put on a little ambiance because we are sitting by a campfire on a beach in Maui. And hopefully this will come through. Yeah.
Actually, no.
No.
It's not loud enough.
Okay. How's that? Okay. No worries.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay. No worries. That's the food.
But you have recorded it, so as Victoria is going to tell us this, and we'll also have the link as well as Victoria's website as well.
Oh.
So you'll have with the ambiance and just in this moment as well.
So, well, if you can't hear the ambiance, I'm going to turn it off because it's loud in my ears. So, okay. So this is really my intuition for the new horizon. So I invite you to step into a portal with me, and we're going to try time travel to the future. I sit around a campfire with my children, my grandchildren, and a few great-grandchildren, watching the stars come out over the ocean. Hokulea, who is only 3 and sparkles like the stars for which she was named, pipes up and says, Mima, tell us again the story of the Great Awake. The other kids burst out laughing. You mean the Great Awakening, corrected Sophia. I close my eyes and I take a deep breath. I feel the earth beneath me, a gentle breeze on my skin, and I hear the gentle lapping of the waves on the shore. I open my eyes and look up at the ancestors in the stars, and then gaze into the fire shining in the eyes of the generations around me. Some who walked through the transformational fire of the Great Awakening. Some who will only know the time before as a bedtime story. I began. In the time before the awakening, people had forgotten. They had forgotten the Great Mother. They had forgotten that they were part of Mother Earth and she was part of them. They had forgotten that they belonged to the land, that the land did not belong to them. They stopped living in reciprocity with Gaia and with each other. Hokulea interrupted. What's prosody? Reciprocity, I repeated. Who can say that? All the children tried to say it, some with more success than others. I answered, that means we take only what we need from the earth, and we give back to her what she needs. It also means we do the same with each other. It's kind of like taking turns. The people were not taking care of Mother Earth. They were taking things out of her body to make energy instead of using the sun, wind, water, and free energy like we do now. They were putting blecky stuff in the water and in the air. Mother Earth was sick, and the people were sick in their bodies and in their hearts and in their minds. They had also forgotten that even though we have different ways that we like to pray and live, we are all the same inside. We all belong to the species of humanity. They had drawn imaginary lines on the earth saying that part of the earth belonged to one group of people and not the other. They had really big arguments and hurt each other. They did not share very well. Then one day, a very bad sickness came everywhere in the world. Many people got sick, and many got so sick that their spirit could not stay in their bodies. The leaders of the world made everyone stay in their house with their family so they did not make other people sick. Many people had to do this for more than one moon. You could not go to the park and you could not go to the restaurant. And children did not get to go to school. The children all looked at me with wide eyes. They all loved their classes. They were learning skills that matched their unique gifts. People were really scared at first. At that time, you needed money for everything. Your house, your food, your clothes. Many people did work every day that they really did not like just to have money. But people were tired from working so much. There were some people who had lots of money, more than they really needed, and there were other people who did not have enough. Some people did not even have food or homes to live in. No reciprocity, remember that word? With all the people staying in their home, there was no blecky stuff going into the water and in the air. Mother Nature healed herself. The animals started to come out and play in the water, and the air got clean. Dolphins were swimming in a place they had not swam in for a very long time. Deer were walking in the street. Families got to rest and play together. And the star beings that came to Earth with magic for this new Earth, the only Earth that you little ones know, they stopped being sad and looking up to return to the stars, and they brought their star self fully into their human self. And they gathered together in what was known as the Rainbow Tribe. Each person had their specialty, and together they guided the creation of the world which you now live. When the bad sickness was gone and everyone came out again, no one wanted to go back to the way things were. People stopped hurting the earth, and they stopped hurting each other. It was like we woke up from a bad, scary dream. Lots of beautiful art was made, paintings, music, songs, dances, beautiful things to wear. The pretend lines on the earth went away, and people worked together with all the ideas they had come up with to help the earth heal and to help each other heal. Now everyone has a comfortable home that makes its own energy without hurting the earth. They have clean water, good organic food. Even the grown-ups have plenty of time to sing and dance and play. No one does work that makes them sad, and no one worries about another human hurting them, because we realize that hurting someone else was the same thing as hurting ourselves. And we all now sing the one song of creation together. The world became a giant web of villages, a circle of grandmothers guide decisions that affect their village and all the villages. They make decisions that make sure we all keep living in reciprocity with each other and with Mother Earth. We want this beautiful life that you all live on this beautiful planet to continue for your children and all the children to come. Sometimes we call the Great Awakening the Great Remembering, because we remembered that our ancestors came from the stars to become indigenous to Earth. When we woke up from the scary dream, we looked to the old ways of the people who were from these original people from the stars. They had not forgotten, and they taught the world how to live in reciprocity again. I expected Hokulea to ask what indigenous meant, totally butchering the word in an adorable way, but she had fallen asleep in her mother's arms. So now, my dear little souls, keep this story alive so that you will always remember that you're part of Mother Earth. She is part of you. You're part of each other. You're stardust, fire and air, water and earth. Your love playing in this beautiful playground called Gaia. Take good care of her, and she will take good care of you. The fire was dying, eyelids were getting droopy. A small voice requested quietly, "Sing, my ma, sing the stars and the Great Mother. Always, my love, always."
Mm. 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 That's really beautiful, Victoria. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you. And thank you.
And it's such a beautiful space to leave people in. So that's what we're going to do, is we will leave you in this space. And as Victoria said to the children, remember to keep this story alive, because this is what's true. This is the new horizon. So sending you much love, and we will see you next time on The Intuitive Eye. Aloha.